Let us say that methane. Okay, can somebody tell me what will be the formula for methane? If you can remember from the 10th standard hydrocarbon chapter and IUPAC nomenclature, you have done a bit of IUPAC nomenclature of alkenes, I guess. So meth represents how many carbon atoms? Does anyone remember? No one remembers methane. Okay, that's fine, no problem. Meth means one carbon and anes means it is an alkene. Okay, so we have one carbon and ane means alkene. Carbon, what is the valency of carbon? Tell me what is the valency of carbon?
4, sir.
4, right? Now in hydrocarbons, we will only have hydrogen. So we will only have hydrogen. So this is the kind of structure that you would expect. Now this is a real type of structure, but if you draw the Lewis dot structure, it will be something like this. How we will draw the Lewis dot structure? The valence electron, right? So carbon has 4 valence electron. Hydrogen has 1 valence electron. So each carbon and hydrogen bonds, they are made right like this. So you can say that this is a methane. Now all these bonds, they are sigma bonds, right? All these bonds are sigma bonds. Now how is this formed? How is this formed? So first of all, let us write the electronic configuration. Now again, electronic configuration is very important. So carbon has electronic configuration. Atomic number is 6. So it is having 1s2, 2s2, and 2p2. Now tell me what is the valence shell, everyone? Now when I say everyone, I expect Salman, Khalid, Hamza, and Hiba, all of them to answer. Most of the times only Hamza answers. So Hamza will not answer. Hamza will not answer. Yeah. Valence shell. What is the valence shell?
2.
Yes, very good. What about Hiba, Salman?
So it's 2.
Okay, so when I say now, please answer all together. No worries. Okay, I can understand who is answering, who is not. Valence shell is equal to 2. Now valence electron is equal to how many valence electrons are there?
4.
4 valence electron. That means from the 2s and from the 2p, that is why 4 valence electron. That's fine. Till here it is fine. And we are mostly interested in the valence electron and they are forming the bonds. You don't have to write anything here. Okay, you don't have to write anything here. So let us see the valence shell. Okay, the valence shell. So in valence shell, we have the 2s2 electrons and the 2p electrons. Rather, it is like this. Yeah. Now, if you go to the sigma bond formation, pi bond formation, you will read that you have to have singly occupied or unpaired electrons, right? For making of a bond, you should have unpaired electrons, right? One electron should come from each side. One electron should come from each side. Now this valence shell, this is the what we say as ground state. Okay, this is the ground state. Ground state. Now this is the carbon in its elemental form. It has not made any bond. Now when carbon decides to make a bond, what he will do? He will excite its electron. Then we write the excited state. Okay. Now when we write the excited state, what happens? This one electron is transferred. One electron is transferred to the one of the unoccupied orbitals like this. Okay. Now we have how many unpaired electrons? How many unpaired electrons? Can you count how many unpaired electrons are here? Yes or no? I hope you can count.
4.
Very good. How many unpaired electrons? 4 unpaired electrons, right? 4 unpaired electrons. That means all of these 4 unpaired electrons, they can also make bond, right? They can also make bond. What kind of bond can they make? What kind of bond can they make? They will make sigma bond, first of all. Okay, they will make sigma bond. Now, if you have to make bonds, you have to come with another atomic orbital, right? You will have another atomic orbital. Now, these atomic orbitals, these are of hydrogen, right? And all of these are 1s1 because hydrogen, it has the electronic configuration of 1s1. So this 1s1. So we have here 1 and 1, 1 and 1. These are the different electrons of the four different hydrogens. Now what is happening? They are making bond like this. This is making bond like this. This is making bond like this, and this is making bond like this. Now the next thing that we want to analyze is this subshell. This is the 2s. This is, let us say, px, py, and pz. Right? All these are 2px, 2py, and 2pz. Now, if I want to look at the structure, right, and the structure like sigma bond and pi bond, I can identify that even with the Lewis dot structure. But I want to generalize something, and I want to decide its structure. So how are we going to decide something's structure? We will look at the electronic configuration. We will say, okay, fine, there is one 2s. So 2s will be something like this. The 2s will be something like this. This is the second shell, complete second shell. Now inside this will be 2s. Okay, I have to click. Okay. So this is, you can say 2s, which is spherical in shape, smaller in size, not very much diffused, and also very near to the nucleus. And I have the, okay, I have to make this. Okay, I don't know why this has happened, that when I click this, okay, then you have the, this is the 2px, 2py, and 2pz. Okay, now what I am going to do, I am going to color them with different colors. Okay, let me get the massage lines. So this is your 2pz. Okay, I hope you can see that. And to say this is your 2py, and yeah, let us color this black. And this is your 2px. Okay, this is your 2px. And inside what you are having, this is this guy here. This is your s orbital. Okay, this is your s subshell. Now, can you all picture this? And I hope you don't have any problem now in picturing this, these parts, that this is 2px of the carbon atom. This is the 2py. This is the 2pz. Right? And the smaller portion here, it is the 2s. Is everything fine? Tell me, please tell me.
Sir, the orange one is 2pz, right?
Okay, that is 2pz. Okay, fine. Sorry, I mistakenly made the arrow there. Okay, that means you're understanding these parts, right? Understanding these bits. Okay. Now imagine the imagine the 1s of hydrogen. Imagine the 1s of hydrogen. It will be something like this. And let us make a bit smaller, because it should be smaller than. So it will be overlapping something like this, right? And if I control C and V, okay, I've got it here. I have to take this down here and somewhere here. Okay. Now what we are understanding here is the and I can select this once more. And I can then we have on the Y, and then I can put this in somewhere 2px like this. Okay. Now we have the last hydrogen, which should be also. Now my OneNote has messed up a bit, I guess. So let us say that this 1s and 2s are making a bond here somewhere. Okay, 1s and 2s are making a bond somewhere here. So what do you think? What kind of, see, all this px, py, and pz. No, I'm repeating them once again. Px, py, and pz, they are all perpendicular to each other, yes or no? No answer. X, Y, and Z.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
X, Y, and Z, they all are perpendicular to each other, right? Yes, so I can show that whatever bonding which is making, whatever bonding. Now, once again, remember that the shape that we are going to form will be dependent on the directional character of the 2p, x, y, and z. That means one of the hydrogen should be somewhere here. One of the hydrogen should be somewhere here, in, making a 90 degree. And one of the hydrogen should be somewhere here, making a 90 degree with both of these things, with both of these hydrogen. Now, the question remains for this hydrogen, which is getting attached with the 2s1, which is getting attached with the 2s1. Now, at the end, I will tell you something that will be a bit of relief when you are looking at all these very complex ideas. At the end, I will tell you something that will give you a relief. So what I can say is, let us make it a bit symmetrical and put it here. Okay. So what we are expecting is that we have all the angles as 90 degrees. Okay, we are having all the angles at 90 degrees. But what we find out experimentally, can somebody Google the angle of CH4 and tell me what is the angle? Just Google angle, bond angle, and then write CH4 or methane.
Sir, 109.5 degree.
Okay, yeah, that's right, 109.5 degrees. Okay, now this is something very different. What is the error? We predicted 90 degree. I hope everyone is very much fine with whatever things that we have done. We had the valence shell, then we excited the electron to make it 4 electrons whenever because we have 4 hydrogens here, right? So each of these atomic orbitals should have 1 electron, and if they have 1 electron, they can form the bonds. And when they form the bonds, we got a structure in which we concluded that it should be all the 3 hydrogens, they are 90 degrees. So I told that, okay, fine, the 4th one should also get a 90 degree. Just make it symmetrical. And we have understood in the previous chapter of atomic structure that symmetry gives more stability. Now we have got the expected was, theoretical expectation was 90 degrees. But actual is how much? Actual is how much is actual? 109, yeah. Actual is 109.5. So what is the error? What is the error? Can you not find the error? You just have to do 109.5 minus 90. Tell me, what is the error? Okay, I am expecting
Sir,
an answer.
90.5.
Yes. Okay, that means only you are awake. What happened, others? Hiba, Khalid, Salman. Simple subtraction.
Sir, no idea actually.
Why no idea? You cannot subtract this part? You know, you have, you must have learnt about error in physics first chapter,
Yes, sir.
but forgot. Error means the difference between the true value and the measured value, right? So the measured value for us is the 90 degree that we expected, and the true value is 109.5. So just the difference will be equal to 19.5 degrees. Okay, so difference will be 19.5 degrees. Now, scientists, what they had to do, they had to give an explanation on how these things are forming, how these molecules are forming, and for that they came up with an explanation. They came up with an explanation, and that explanation is hybridization. That explanation is hybridization. Okay, now why do hybridization takes place and all that we will understand, and that you will appreciate only after we are done learning about the hybridization. Now, hybridization, please write the next topic, which is hybridization. The next topic, which is, okay, I have to shorten the sizes. Yeah, hybridization. Okay, now hybridization, what is hybridization? In the back of your head, you will remember this one line. Okay, for whenever hybridization is said conceptually, you will remember this one line. Mixing of AOs of one atom. Now, what is AO? Hiba, what is AO? Khalid, what is AO?
Atomic orbital.
Atomic orbitals. Yes, very good.
Atomic
So what is
orbital.
Yes, very good. Mixing of atomic orbital of one atom. Mixing of atomic orbitals of one atom. Okay, how many atoms? One atom. Now, there are some characteristics. Then we will also give a formal definition, right? We will also give formal definition, but this is something that you will always remember in your head. Okay, so what does the formal definition say? Okay, I have to again. Let me just, yeah. So the formal definition says the process of intermixing. Please write this with me. The process of intermixing of orbitals of slightly different energies so as to redistribute their energies, resulting in formation of new set of orbitals. Of equivalent energies and shape. Equivalent energies and shape. Okay. New set of orbitals of equivalent energies and shape. Please write this down. Now this definition, it encompasses everything regarding hybridization. So for example, it is intermixing of orbitals, okay, of slightly different energies. Whenever I say slightly different energy, that means I'm talking inside one particular atom, okay, inside one particular atom, okay. This word is also important, slightly different energies, okay, slightly different energy. So as to redistribute their energies, resulting in the formation of new set of orbitals. Now this new set of orbitals will be present, okay, of equivalent energies, okay, of equivalent energies. That means we will mix something and then we will produce something new. And the new set of orbitals, they will be degenerate, meaning they will have equal energies and their shapes will also be same. Their shapes will also be same. Okay, please write this down. Let me know if you're done. This is the formal definition. Then we can also write a few more things regarding hybridization. The first point is that the new orbitals formed are known as hybrid orbital. Hybrid, or we sometimes say hybridized orbital. Hybridized orbital. Okay, please write this down. Then we will go back to the methane molecule. We'll go back to the methane molecule. Hamza is done, waiting for others. Hiba is also done, waiting for Khalid and Salman. Okay, Salman is done, just waiting for Khalid. Okay, Khalid, if you're writing, please let me know if you're writing. by turning the mic on. Otherwise, I will think that you are not here. Okay, it seems he is not here. It seems he is not here. Okay, it seems he is not here. Now, in this, first of all, you will tell me which has higher energy, 2s or 2p? Which has higher energy, 2s or 2p? N plus L rule, electronic configuration, chapter 2. Which has higher energy? आप लोग सब भूल गए हैं क्या? Yes, Hamza?
Sir, 2s.
Oh God, you guys don't read the notes. Oh my God, this will be very difficult, guys.
Sir, what's the question, by the way? I got disconnected.
2s or 2p, which has higher energy?
2p.
Hamza, when was the last time did you read the notes?
Sir, I guess last Tuesday.
Last Tuesday. That means you read the previous lecture or all the notes?
So just the previous one.
See, the previous lecture you have to read on the day of the class. This is I hope I have told this how to follow my lectures. Now you have to do newspaper reading daily. That means you just see the topics daily. Okay. Now when you are seeing the topics, nothing will escape your mind daily. That's just flipping the pages and seeing the topics. You can do this every day, and you have to read the lecture just before my lecture. Okay, just before my lecture. Okay. Okay, if you now this is very embarrassing to explain once again, but 1s, 2s, and 2p, how are these arranged in the increasing order of their energy? Yes or no, Hamza?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Now my question was a foolish question of asking, because 1s, 2s, and 2p, these are arranged in the increasing order of their energy. That is right. 2p will have higher energy. But the difference of energy is not very high because they are in the same shell. The difference of energy between 2s and 2p will not be very much high. I mean, the difference will be not large. They are adjacent. Okay, they are just adjacent to each other. That's why the difference is not very large. It means that we can mix these orbitals. We can mix these orbitals. Okay, we can mix these orbitals. So in our example, we can say one of the 2s and 3 of the p orbitals. How many s orbitals? How many s orbital? How many s orbital? What is happening, guys? Are you guys not listening? How many s orbitals? 1. How many p orbitals?
3.
3 p orbitals. That means 1 s orbital and 3 p orbitals of carbon atom only. Okay, please remember, of carbon atom, they will mix. They will mix with each other. Okay, they will mix with each other. And for example, I can write, for example, 1 s orbital and 3 p orbital of carbon will mix. I mean, the better word will be will hybridize, right? They will hybridize. Mix means hybridize. To form. Now, if we are, how many orbitals are mixing? There is 1 s and 3 p. So total, how many of orbitals are mixing? How many orbitals are mixing? If I mix 1 s and 3 p, so in total, how many
Sir,
orbitals
4.
are there? 4. Very good. Now, if we are mixing 4 orbitals, we will get 4 new orbitals. Okay, we'll mix to form 4 new. The new orbitals, they are all same. Are they same or are they different? They all are same, right? Whatever new we will be forming, they all will be same or different. New set of orbitals have equivalent energy and shape, na? So
Yes,
all these
sir.
will be same, and that is why all the 4 orbitals, they will have one common name. All the 4 orbitals will have one common name, and they are known as 4 new orbitals called sp3 hybrid orbitals. Is that fine? How you are going to name these things? Now we will study each of these hybrid sp, then sp2, then sp3, then sp3d, then sp3d2. All these things we will be studying. All these things we will be studying. But I hope you understand a few things like how to pronounce sp3. Then if 1s and 3p are mixing, that means 4 orbitals are mixing. That means they will give 4 new orbitals, and all of these orbitals. And this naming is also very conventional because we have 1s and this hybrid orbital. This hybrid orbital has characteristic of 1s and 3p. It is made by mixing 1s and 3p orbitals. It is made by this represent what atomic orbitals have been mixed. The name itself, it represents that. Okay, so please write this example, and then we can write some characteristics and conditions for hybridization. After that, we will move to the first hybridization that can happen. For mixing anything, we need at least 2 different things, right? For example, pani और pani नहीं मिला जा सकता है ना? We cannot mix water inside water. We need something else also. So we will start with S and P mixing. Then we will go to S and P. There are 2 P mixings can be happening. Then we can have similar case here like 1s and 3p. And now p is completed, right? We don't have more p's because there are only 3p orbitals. Then we can move to d. Then we can move to d2. Okay, so we will see till d2 in your syllabus. Till d2 is there in your syllabus, and we will be also doing some examples. Now, when we are dealing with these hybridizations, we will be also doing some examples, and for those examples, what we will be doing, we will be building out or theorizing the bond angles, okay, and what will be the structure of these particular molecules. So please let me know when you are done writing this. Please write when I'm talking, okay? Please write when I'm talking. I can see 2 raised hands waiting for Khalid and Salman. Salman, are you done?
Yes, sir.
Okay, fine. Please write. Characteristics of hybridization. Characteristics of hybridization. Number 1 point. Number of hybrid orbitals formed. Number of hybrid orbitals formed is equal to number of atomic orbitals that are mixed. And I'm using the word mixed, but the formal word should be hybridized. That are hybridized. Second point. The hybridized orbital form, the hybrid orbital form are always equivalent in energy and shape. They are equivalent in energy and shape. Write the third point with me. The hybrid orbitals are more effective in formation of bonds than the pure atomic orbitals, Now, how are these hybrid orbitals formed? Now, hybrid orbitals contains an electron. Now, what electron they will tend to do is they will have maximum distance apart, right? So the direction of these hybrid orbitals will be some can be anything, but it should be stable. It should be stable. Okay. Now, what anything could mean, that we will understand when we look at the examples of sp, sp2, and sp3. You will be answering me what will be the most stable configuration if we have electrons. Okay. So hybrid orbitals are directed in space some preferred direction to get a stable arrangement. Write one more thing, direction to get a stable arrangement, that is with least repulsion. Okay, that is with least repulsion, because we will have electrons, only electrons are there, and electrons, they will repel each other. Now, what we have to do is we have to make the repulsion minimum. Write these 5 points, then we will write the conditions for hybridization, when and how
Sir, you
we
only
should
gave 4.
hybridize. Sorry.
You
Sorry.
only gave 4 points instead of 5.
Yeah. Sorry. Yeah. Sorry. My bad. Waiting for Khalid and Salman. Okay. Now, write conditions for hybridization. With the first point, only valence shell orbitals participate in hybridization. Okay, only valence shell orbitals participate in hybridization. That is, the orbitals of outermost configuration. Okay, that is the outermost electronic configuration. Second, the difference, the point that we have already discussed, that the difference in energy should be small. Difference in energy between atomic orbitals undergoing hybridization should be small. Right, the third point. Promotion of electron. Okay, promotion of electron is not a necessary condition. Fourth point is that the last fourth point is that all type of atomic orbitals can take part in hybridization. That means it means that it is not a necessary condition. It is not a necessary condition that the atomic orbitals should be singly occupied. Okay, completely filled orbitals can also take part in hybridization. What I should write here is filled orbitals is not a necessary condition. A filled orbital is not a necessary condition. With Salman, are you done? Hamza, I saw that you raised your hand, so I think you're done.
Yes, sir, done.
Okay. So what we will do, we will rapidly see how the hybridization of methane happens, and after that we will delve into the sp hybridization and the other things. Okay, so you don't have to write anything here. You don't have to write anything here. Okay, so formation of what? Methane. formation of methane. Now, one thing is that, okay, a few remarks that I will write later on. We have carbon and we have hydrogens, okay? Hydrogen 1, hydrogen 2, hydrogen 3, and hydrogen 4. So we have CH4, right? 1 carbon and 4 hydrogens. Now carbon, I will write just the ground state first. Then the promotion of electrons happen and we get the excited state. Right, one of these electrons. Okay, I made it wrong here. Should be like this. Sorry, bad for that. One electron will go in this particular atomic orbital because we had the electronic configuration such as 1s2, 2s2, 2p2. This is the ground state electronic configuration. Okay, so these are known as the valence electrons and these are known as the core electrons. Okay, this one is known as the core electron. The others are known as the valence electron. Now, what about hydrogen? Hydrogen, it has all of these hydrogens. We have one electron each in the 1s1, 1s atomic orbital, in the 1s atomic orbitals. Now, when we have this s orbital 2s, this is 2s and this is 2p. Now, what will happen? This 2s and this 2p, they will mix and they will make a hybrid orbital. They will make hybrid orbital. Now, all these hybrid orbitals, they will have same energy, right? They will have same energy. And how many will be there? There will be 4 of these. There will be 4 of these. So let us say 1, 2, 3, and 4. Now, when they are mixed, all these are named how many? These are 4 sp3. So this complete thing is not sp3. This complete thing is not sp3. Okay. What is sp3? This one orbital is sp3. This one orbital is sp3. This one orbital is also sp3. This one orbital is also sp3. This is also sp3. So in total, we have how many sp3? 4 sp3s. So one orbital here, one electron, and one electron. Okay. Now these hybrid orbital, how will they look? You have 1s plus 3 of p's, right? 3 of p's. So what will happen? You have here plus. This will be plus and minus, right? This will be plus and minus. So this plus and this plus, when they will mix, this plus phase will get bigger and the minus phase will get smaller. So you will get 4 atomic orbitals, which has a huge plus lobe and which has a small minus lobe. Okay, this is minus and this is plus. So you will get 4 of these. You will get 4 of these. Okay, so you will be getting 4 of these things. Okay, now all these 4s, they will be interacting with the s of hydrogen, and you can also see that how easily they can form bonds. Now, there are a few things that we understood by here, that all of the time the hybrid orbital will be forming bonds. They will be head-on overlap, and that is why sigma bond will be formed. And one more thing is that only central atom of the molecule will be taking part in the hybridization. Okay, so few remarks, right? Right remark. One point. Only the central atom of molecule takes part in hybridization. Okay, second point, only sigma bond are formed by hybrid orbitals. Okay, by hybrid orbitals and not pi bonds. More point you can write is that one of the lobes get the lobes gets enlarged. After hybridization. Okay, after hybridizations. Please write this down. Let me know if you're done. The next heading will be sp hybridization. Only Hiba is done. Just let me know if you are not done. Okay, just let me know if you are not done. sp hybridization. Okay, sp hybridization. Now, there is a procedure we will follow. Okay, there's a procedure we will follow. Follow that as the first point. First point of this procedure is we will identify the atomic orbitals which we are going to hybridize. Okay, identify atomic orbitals. Second procedure is mix them. Third step, and then we will predict the shape of hybrid orbital. The fourth point is that arrange hybrid orbital in space with least repulsion. Okay, now remember all the hybrid orbitals, they will be having electrons. So when there are electrons will repel each other, and you have to place the electrons in farthest distance possible. Okay, as far as possible. Are all these points clear with you, Hiba, Hamza? Are these
Yes,
points
sir.
clear with you? Yes, everyone?
Yes, sir.
Khalid,
Yes, sir.
Salman? Okay, fine. Now, first of all, you have to identify the atomic orbitals. So tell me, what are the atomic orbitals? Now, please, everyone turn the mic on. Please don't make me angry. Please don't make me scream. All of you, please turn the mic on. These are very simple questions. Everyone. If I say everyone, yes, Hiba and Salman. Okay, tell me. Now, everyone tell me. What are the atomic orbitals that are getting hybridized? What are the, which two atomic orbitals? S, P, D, F, which ones?
So
SP.
SP.
How many S orbital?
1,
So one.
One. How
One.
many P orbital?
1,
One.
One, right? One S and one P orbitals are getting mixed. Okay, that means I've identified S orbital. This is S orbital, yes?
Yes, sir.
Yes, okay. Now, how many P orbitals?
So one.
One of the P orbitals, okay. Now, This is plus, and let us say this is minus. Now this can also be minus, okay? This can also be minus. Let us say this is minus. You should be comfortable with S, which has minus phase, S, which has minus phase. Now what will happen? They both will mix. And how many hybrid orbitals they will make? How many hybrid orbitals will they make?
Sir, 1,
3,
Okay. How many atomic orbitals are mixing? 1 or 2, 3, 4. How many atomic orbitals are mixing?
sir, 2,
So
2,
how many hybrid? So how many hybrid orbitals will be formed?
2,
2. Very good. Okay. Now all the 2 hybrid orbitals, the negative phase will be enlarged or the positive phase will be enlarged?
negative.
Negative phase will be enlarged. Okay. So you will make, now in negative, you will increase the negative phase like this.
Sir, like whatever sign will be formed with, that will be enlarged, right?
No, see, here we have negative and here we have negative. Okay. So when there is 2, okay. I don't know if you remember the waves or not. The waves are very important here because see, destructive interference, you must remember the interference part, and you have something like this. Okay. So see this part and this part. When you add these 2 waves, what will happen? They will collapse with each other and they will increase the amplitude like this. Yes or no? When I add these 2 waves, this phase and this phase, these are matching each other, right? And that is why what will happen? The amplitude will increase here also and here also, because this phase is matching with this phase. But if I take another example, Khalid, are you understanding this point or not? Please tell me.
Yes, sir.
Now that is known as constructive interference. Now this is, see, this is a positive phase and this is the negative phase. Now when they will interact with each other, all the positive portions, they will cancel the negative portions. Here are all the negative portions from here, they will cancel the positive portions, and what we will be getting is simple, just like simple line, okay? We will be getting just a simple line. And that is why what is happening. See, what has enlarged, you just have to see that, okay? You just have to see that what has enlarged. Now, I am not seeing that the positive part has got, the size of positive part has gone down. What I'm saying is the negative part has enlarged. Now, relatively, what happened? The positive part became so small, okay? Now, this is a bit of exaggeration, but we have to keep the exaggeration on, okay? We have to keep the exaggeration on. Now, what we have to do? We have to make 2 of these. So let us see. These are the 2 hybrid orbitals. Okay. Now we have to arrange them in space. Okay, we have to arrange them in space. And please remember one more point. Please remember one more point is that where is the nucleus here? Okay, where is the nucleus? The nucleus is here, right? The nucleus is here. So similarly, the nucleus will be somewhat here. The nucleus will be somewhat here. Okay. Now the thing that I have to do, these 2 atomic orbitals are in one atom or 2 different atoms. These atomic orbitals are of one atom or 2 different atoms.
1 atom.
1 atom, yes, 1 atom. Now I have to decrease the electronic repulsion. Now what I have done is I am placing both the atomic orbitals on top of each other. Now what do you think? The electrons are there, electrons are negatively charged, right? The electrons are negatively charged. Will they repel each other, or is this configuration stable if I put them just over each other? Tell me, is this configuration stable if I'm putting them on top of each other? Yes or no? No, no. Electronic repulsion will be there. Yes or no?
No, sir.
Electronic repulsion will not be there.
sir, repulsion will
Where,
be
sir?
there.
Where, sir? Where? Again?
Oh, is my voice not audible?
Yes, sir, you are audible.
I'm audible now. Okay, fine. So what I'm asking, I'm giving you a few options. Okay. So this is the sp hybridized orbital, and I have placed them with the angle 90 degree. Okay. So these are the positive phases. Now, please remember these signs, they don't have to do with anything. These are not the signs of the electron. These are not charges. These are just phases. Okay. These are just graph में positive, negative, and that's it. Okay. These are not charges. And this is one option A. The option B is something like this. The angle is 120 degree. Which will have less repulsion, A or B? Which will have less
A.
repulsion?
Sorry,
B.
B.
B will have, na? Now, can you tell me what angle should I place these lobes so that it has least repulsion? What angle should I
So
place them?
120 degree.
120 degree. Acha, if 150 degree is there, then what will happen?
Sir, the repulsion will be more lower.
More lower, na? So what will be the least? I'm asking. What will be the
180,
least?
sir.
180. Very good.
Yes.
180. Very good. Yeah, yeah, correct. 180. So if you have like this, like this. Okay, so these are the negative phase like this, and these are the positive phase. So this is the angle, and this angle is how much? This angle is 180 degrees. This angle is 180 degrees. Okay, so can you remember these points only? Okay, you have to, what you have to do, you have to identify the atomic orbitals. Then you have to make how many hybrid orbitals are formed? 2 hybrid orbitals are formed, and after that you have to get the angle between them. Okay, and the angle should be such that the electronic repulsion is the least. Okay, Khalid and Hiba, did you guys understand this?
Yes, sir.
Okay,
Yes, sir.
this is S and this is P. Okay, these are the atomic orbitals. So what are the atomic orbitals? Atomic orbitals are S and P. Okay, one S and one P. And then what is the hybrid orbitals? Hybrid orbitals are is equal to 2sp hybrid orbitals. Okay, 2sp. What is the name of all these two? These are known as, this is not 2sp. Let me write it like this. I'm very much, I will write as 2sp hybrid orbitals. Okay, and the angle between them is equal to 180 degrees. Angle between them is 180 degrees. So please write this, and after this we will see an example. Okay, after this we will see an example. So you guys are done. Okay, let's write the next. Okay, formation of BeF2. This is inside the SP only. Okay, formation of beryllium fluoride, BeF2. Okay, in this we have what? We have beryllium, and then we have the fluorine. We have the beryllium and we have the fluorine. Okay, which will be the central atom? Which will be the central atom here? Beryllium or fluorine? Which will be the central atom? Array, which is the least electronegative? Why you guys take so much of time? आप लोग पढ़ते नहीं है इसका मतलब, because central atom should be just in your electronegativity. Central atom, these things should be in just the tip of your hands. Electronegativity series कितना हो याद है? How many of you remember the electronegativity series? Hamza, do you remember the electronegativity series? Okay, so I don't even deserve a yes sir or no sir. Yes, Khalid, tell me.
Yes, sir, I do.
So can I ask why is there so much delay in answering yes or no questions?
Sir, I was just recalling like what was that?
Now, see, if you don't read the notes in the newspaper manner, the headline manner, you will be forgetting things like this only in your examinations also. Okay. So whatever you are studying, it should be helpful, right? If I'm teaching something, you should revise it. If you don't revise it, you won't remember it. That's it. Okay. Formation of BeF2. We have the central metal ion. This is beryllium because fluorine is an most electronegative element, and we have also written the central metal. Hydrogen and fluorine, they can never be central atoms. Okay, they can never be central atoms. Sorry, I said metal, central atom. So beryllium. What is the atomic number of beryllium? What is the atomic number of beryllium? Okay, no use of asking anything.
Sir, 4.
1s2, 2s2. Yes, I have written already 4. I have written already 4. 1s2, 2s2. Okay. Then the ground state of valence shell. Valence shell. I won't ask valence shell. This is the 2s2. Right. This is the 2s. Now, if there is 2s, then obviously there will be 2p also, because in second shell, because we have entered the second shell, in second shell we know that there is s orbital also, there is p orbital also. Even though the p orbital here, these are vacant. Okay, these are vacant. This is 2p, which is vacant, but we need to excite an electron. That means we need to do some kind of promotion. When we do promotion, what I have to do, I have to get this electron to the 2p orbital. Now what will happen? One electron is here, the other electron is here. Okay, this is 2s and this is 2p. Now, as we can see that there is one s orbital, this is one p orbital, and these are only going to form the hybrid orbital. They will mix with each other and they will form the hybrid orbital. Now, this hybrid orbital will have 2 orbitals. Each of them will be having 1 electron each. Each of them will be having 1 electron each. Okay, each of them will be having 1 electron each. Now, this is the formation of the hybridization inside the beryllium. Now, how will it look if I see? How will it look if I see the beryllium atom? So beryllium nucleus will be somewhere here. Beryllium nucleus will be somewhere here. The sp will be here. The other sp will be here. Okay, this is sp. This is sp hybrid orbital. This is sp hybrid orbital. Then comes the fluorine. Now, fluorine 1s2, 2s2, 2p, 5. Now, as we can see that 2p5, it will have, yes, 2p5, 1 and 2. So 1 electron, 2 electron, 3 electron, 4 electron, and 5th electron. So if I say this is px, this is py, and this is pz, I can see that the pz electron, it is having a single pair of electron. It is half filled. This orbital has only 1 electron. That means it is half filled. So pz will be involved in the formation of bond. Pz will be involved in the formation of bond. So this is, let us say this is plus phase. Okay, this is plus phase. This is plus phase, and the p orbital will come somewhere like this. This is the pure p orbital. Okay, this is the pure p orbital of the fluorine atom. This is in plus phase. This is also will be in plus phase, and this is negative. This is negative. Now this is the overlapping that we have seen, and as we can see that this is happening in one axis only. In one axis only. That is why these bonds will be sigma bonds. These bonds will be sigma bonds. This is the sp of. This is the sp orbital of beryllium. This is also the sp orbital of beryllium. This is the 2p orbitals of 2p of fluorine, and this here is also the 2p of fluorine. Okay. Now I hope both of the things are clear. How you have to arrange. First you have to make the hybrid orbitals, and then arrange them in such a manner that the electronic repulsion is minimum. Yes or no?
Yes, sir.
Now, then you have also looked at one of the examples, how in BeF2, similar example will be for BeCl2. The only thing that will be changing is not the hybrid orbitals and the excited state and the ground state of beryllium, because beryllium is the same beryllium and beryllium chloride also. The only thing that will be changing is the Chlorine will be having 3p orbitals. Okay, chlorine will be having 3p orbitals. Okay, so please write this down. Then we will look at sp2. Then we will look at sp2. Now the geometry here, okay, the electrons, okay, one more thing is geometry. Geometry means where are the electrons? Where are electron pairs? Both bonded and non-bonded. That means the lone pair, okay? So what is the geometry? Geometry, we say that it is linear shape, right? So these here are the electrons. This shaded part, this is the electron. This is the electron, right? This is the electron. So the geometry is here. What geometry is linear? Geometry is linear. Now the next term is known as shape. Okay, next term is shape. What shape do the bonds form? Do the bonds form? So as we can see that if I have beryllium here, this is and this both are Fe, sorry, fluorines. This is B. As we can see that this bond and this bond, this bond and this bond, this is what? Linear also. This is the same thing, linear. This is also linear. Please remember geometry, whenever I say geometry, you will see where are the electron pairs. And the shape, what shape do the bonds form? Okay, you will form the bonds and then you will see. Now, this will be more clear, the difference of shape and geometry, when we will be learning about the VSEPR theory, okay? When we will be learning about the VSEPR theory. Okay, please write this down. Let me just scroll it down. Yeah, formation of BEF to this more clear. Khalid is done.
Yes, sir.
Okay, waiting for Salman, Hamza, and Hiba. Salman, if you do a thumbs up now, then I don't get direct. I cannot see it directly. If you can do a raising of hand, that would be good. Thank you very much. Okay, so everyone is done. Hamza, are you done?
Yes, sir, done.
Done. Okay, fine. Let me just lower the hands. Now, again, okay, yeah, I am lowering the hand. Okay, Hiba. Hiba, I am lowering the hand. Okay, yeah. The next is sp2. Okay, the next is sp2. So now I'm expecting answers from all of you. Okay, simple questions I will be asking, and you will be giving me simple answers. I mean, the questions are simple until and unless I have answered it. When I answered, oh yeah, that was simple. Hybridization. sp2 hybridization. Now tell me, how many S and how many P? Okay, how many S are taking part in hybridization in
Sir,
sp2?
one.
I'm expecting more students. I don't think I'm teaching only one student. Okay. Now, please, everyone, can you please turn the mic on?
Sir, what's the question again?
How many p orbitals are taking part in hybridization in sp2? How many p orbitals? Everyone, can everyone
Two.
answer this? 2. Khalid, I think my voice is not audible. Is there some disturbance? So the atomic orbitals are 1s and 2p. Okay, no, I will not write 2p like this, otherwise it will be the subshell 2p. Other I will write 2p orbitals. Okay. So how will be the shape? How will be the shape? Now what I should do? I should use the power of one node. I should use the power of one node. Okay. These are the atomic orbitals which will be taking part in hybridization, yes or no? Now please ignore this 2s, okay? Please ignore this 2s. Don't write this 2s anywhere. Okay, now my one node is behaving. Okay, you should ignore these 2p. So just remember these as S and P orbitals, okay? S and P orbitals. Now tell me, how many hybrid orbitals will be forming? How many hybrid orbitals will be forming?
Sir, 3.
3, right? So 3 hybrid orbitals will be forming. Now in all of these, the positive phase they will be having. Now the positive phase will be enlarged like this. Right? Now tell me, I have to arrange these 3 hybrid orbitals, Tell me, at what angle should I put them? At what angle should I put them? At what angle should I put them?
180.
180. Can you reconsider that?
Sir, 60.
60. Now just imagine that you have 3 balloons, okay? Imagine that you have 3 balloons and you have to tie them together. You have 3 balloons and you have to tie them together, right? It is something like that only. Now, what do you think? What will be the angle between those balloons?
Sir, it should be equal or
The repulsion should be minimum. That's it. The repulsion should be minimum. You have electrons there, no? The repulsion should be minimum. Now think about it. Okay, I won't give the answer. Think about it. You have 3 lines. You have to place them in such a manner that the repulsion between, there are positive, I mean, there are negatively charged things in those lines, and you have to place in such a manner that they are far away from each other, but they should have one line that is, there should be one vertex which is pointing them together. Okay, so so these are the possible things that you can do, right? Yes, Khalid, you want to say something?
Sir, is the angle 120?
So like this you can place, or you can place it like this. You can place this like this. Okay, so tell me, what should be the angle between them? How should I place? Should I place both of them one to each other 30 degree and 30 degree, and the 1 and 2 is having 30 degree, 2 and 3 is having 30 degree, 30 plus 30 is equal to 60. The rest of them will be having the remaining degrees of it 160. Okay, so tell me, how should I place them? This is a easy mathematical question. You have to place
sir,
things.
I guess 60 would be 60 will make
60. So you have the total number of angle. What is the total angle that you have in a space?
Sir,
Tell me.
180.
Total space 180.
Oh, it is 360, sir. Total.
And you have to have 3 things arranged. So what will be 360 by?
360 by 3 and 120.
Got it?
Yes, sir.
This was not very tough, but so you will not have a very clear answer when you are looking at the SP. See, until unless we are in 360 degree, now here also we are planar. We are just using the x, y, x and the y axis, right? We are not using the z axis. Now, when we can use the z axis, then the problems will arise, and then you will be having difficulty in remembering those things. Okay, then you will be having difficulty in somewhat telling me the answer. But at least for SP and SP2, I was expecting answer, because we are just dealing with the planar things, x axis and y axis. Okay, so these will be arranged in some manner, which is like this. Let me just erase these things because I don't know these parts now, but I need this hybridized part. Okay, so this is the sp2 hybrid orbitals. Sp2 hybrid orbitals. These will be having negative phases. Okay, these will be having negative phases, very small negative phases. This is the sp2 hybridized orbital. So please write this down. So the AOs are these, and the hybrid orbital is 3sp2 angle is equal to 120 degrees. Please write this down fast. Now, mathematics is very crucial here. Mathematics is very crucial. Whenever you have 2 points, you can just deal with one-dimensional things. Okay, that is why it will be always 180 degrees. It will be always 180 degrees. But as soon as you have 3 points, for example, this is 1 point, this is 1 point, and this is 1 point. As soon as you are dealing with 3 points, you made a plane. Okay, so there are lines, there are planes, and there are solids. You must have studied this in 8th standard or 7th standard, but this was not very much explained in a good way. I guess that because I have my sister in 8th standard, I have to teach her these things. Do you remember this chapter, visualizing solid? This is a chapter in maths. I hope you remember the name.
This was not the chapter in our maths.
8th standard, 9th standard, you didn't
No,
have
sir.
this.
Chapter
No, sir.
in no chapter about this in 8th. I think there might be a topic, but chapter name we never heard in 8th.
Okay. Wait a second. You had NCERT class textbook? You had NCERT, right? I mean, you
Yes,
must be
sir.
following CBSE. Okay.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Okay, let me show you. Select class, let us see. I think it is also in, okay, this mathematics is there. Chapter.
Yeah, sir, it was there, but it was omitted. So we didn't learn about it.
Exactly, that's what I said. Now, see, if you want, then I can also show you this thing. Can you see this?
Yes, sir.
Visualizing solid shapes. Okay. Now what I'm going to do, I'm going to select a class which is 7th class. I think this is in 7th class also. Let us see, maybe chapter 10 or something. Not chapter 10, then I should write see the prelims. That there must be lines and angle comparing practical geometry, perimeter, and area, visualizing solid shapes. Okay, so you have this chapter in 7th standard also. Now this chapter is very crucial, but most of the schools they omit this chapter. In this chapter, you would understand what is a plane and how you can make a plane, how you can make a solid shape, and these things are very important when you have to visualize anything which is very abstract. Obviously, when you are dealing with cube, teacher would have came and told you, see, this is a cube. Now, but when you are dealing with orbitals, atomic orbitals, hybrid orbitals, then these things are very abstract. You will never see these things. So you have to think and you have to create these things in your mind. And for that, visualization is very important. Now, visualizing solid shapes is very interesting topic also, because if you have anything and you have to make a top view, how will that thing look from the top? How will that thing look from the sides, from the bottom? Now, these exercises are crucial if you want to expand the brain of a child. 3sp2 habit. I hope everyone has written this. Yes or no?
Yes, sir. Done.
Done. Okay. Now let us write the formation of BCl3. The formation of BCl3. So if you have a younger sibling now, do you okay? Anyone of you have younger sibling?
Yes, sir.
Yes. So when they come in 7th standard, 8th standard, please, okay, this is a request that make them understand the importance of visualization. Okay, make them
Sir, 7th and 8th pass in 9th.
in 9th. They are in 9th. Okay. Now if they are in 9th now, so next year they will be in 10th. Now solid state. There's a chapter solid state in chemistry in 12th standard, right? The first chapter is solid state. Now we will be learning solid state in a way that you have to visualize everything, because in solid you have to visualize. And then what you have to do as an exercise is that you will explain your sibling in the same way that I have explained you. You will explain in the same way that I have explained you guys, and that might be helpful for them when they go to 12th standard, because simple things like 0D, then you have 1D, then you have 2D if you have 4 points. All these things we will start with very simple ideas. Okay, so I will give you visualizing solids class in the solid state chapter, but as of now we have to make the BCl3 molecule formation of BCl3. Okay, how many elements are making the BCl3? Boron and chlorine, right? Boron and chlorine, na? Yes or
Yes,
no?
sir.
Which will be central atom, boron or chlorine?
Sir, boron.
Boron will be central atom. Very good. Boron will be central atom. What is the atomic number for boron?
Sir, 5.
5. So this will be 1s2, 2s2, 2p1. Then we will write the ground state. The ground state will look something like this for the valence shell, right? This is 2s. This is 2p. So 2s has 2 electrons, 2p has 1 electron. This is 2s, this is 2p. Now what will happen? Promotion of electron like this. Then you will write the excited state. In excited state, you will have 1 electron with the 2s. And then you will have 2 unpaired electrons in 2p. And these 3 will combine. Okay, these 3 atomic orbitals, they will combine to make hybrid orbital. And that hybrid orbital will have 3 hybrid orbitals. They will be making 3 hybrid orbitals, 1 and 2 like this, and all of them will be having 1 unpaired electron. This will be known as sp2. This will be also known as sp2. This will be also known as sp2. Okay, now we have already seen how they will be arranged, and that is why I will directly bring up okay, so this is the BCl3 molecule. So these are the sp2, sp2, and what one thing that you have to do is you have to ignore this part. This just came along with the okay. So see, you have this boron, it has 1 electron, right? The chlorine has other electron. This is the bond formation like this. Okay, this is the bond formation like this. Okay, and we will write 2 things here. Geometry, whenever you have geometry, you will see the hybridization. If the hybridization is trigonal, this is a hybridization is sp2, the geometry will be trigonal planar, right? The angle is 120 degree. That is why the geometry will be trigonal planar. Trigonal planar. And then we will write the shape. Now for shape, what you have to do, you have to write boron, chlorine, chlorine, and chlorine. Now this shape and the geometry is same. That is why I will write the shape is also what? Trigonal planar. Trigonal planar. Please write this down fast. Salman, let me know if you're done. Now write with me. Okay. Now after sp2, we have sp3. So you guys know the drill. What are the atomic orbitals?
Sir, S has 4 and P has 3.
S has 4,
Sorry, 1. Sorry.
1s and 3p orbitals. 1s and 3p orbitals, right? Now 1s and 3p orbitals, they will be combining. Okay. Now, by the power of one note, I can give you
Sir,
guys.
could you show the example of BCL again? BCL, yes, sir.
BCl3 again. So you got disconnected. Yeah, please.
Yes, sir.
Khalid, do you know Geo?
Sorry, sir.
Do you know Geo? Geo? Do you know this Geo thing? What is Geo? No. No, na?
No, sir, I think.
You don't know Geo. Okay. What about Salman? Do you know Geo?
It's a game, GeoGuessr, or it's something else?
Game.
Geo.
No, it's not a. No, it's not a game. Hamza and Heba, you must be knowing Geo, right?
Sir, SIM card.
हाँ, SIM card. अच्छा है आप लोग को आइडिया, लेकिन उतना आइडिया नहीं है. Geo has
No,
taken over the. It has taken over India. I mean, that's the only
yes, it is
SIM
very
card.
famous.
You will get high internet speed with Geo if you are living in very, I mean, not very high speed, but you can stream YouTube videos without any buffering. That kind of speed at least. Okay, uploading speed may be a bit low, but downloading speed is very high in Geo. But Khalid and Salman, they must not be knowing.
Oh, sir, that Geo. I thought another Geo. Yeah, I know that SIM. Geo SIM.
अच्छा, you know that. तो कुवैत में भी ले जाना पड़ेगा क्या? नहीं, बहरीन में. आप तो बहरीन में रहते हैं. कुवैत में बहरीन में लगवा दे Geo. बताइए.
I don't know anything about Geo, but I'll make it a Geo gamer, a gaming. Okay. No,
That
it's
guy
like
will.
no, it's like a geography game.
And a geography game. By the way, one interesting fact regarding Geo. Hamza and Hiba, do you know who owns Geo?
No, sir, no idea about that.
No idea about that. I mean, like literally no idea.
No, sir. Maybe Ambani or somebody.
Exactly. Ambani owns Jio, and Ambani has most of its income. It comes through what source? Do you know that? Like Jio is a recent thing,
Sir,
but
Reliance.
Reliance is the Reliance network was the Reliance. That is one company, but his most income is from petroleum refinery. Okay, petroleum refinery. Now, a very interesting thing regarding Jio is that can you guess what will be the mirror image of this word?
Sir, OIJ.
Oil.
Oh, oil.
Oil.
Okay.
Yeah, oil. And data is the new oil. Okay, so when we will be learning enantiomers and diastereomers in organic chemistry, stereochemistry, right? So chemistry is too much visualization. Okay, chemistry is too much visualization. You must be visualizing what will be the mirror images of many complex hydrocarbons also. I hope everyone is done with BCl3 formation. Yes?
Yes, sir.
Yes. Now let us come back to the sp3 hybridization. sp3 hybridization. So we have one of the s orbitals. Now please ignore this 2s that is written here. You can just remember that this is s. Now what they have shown from the book that I am copying is the formation of CH4. That is why they have taken into account the 2px, 2py, and 2pz and 2s. But we don't need that because we are just dealing with simple plain hybridization. Yeah, sure, that's fine. Now they will mix and they will form what? Now they will form four different. Now imagining that is a bit difficult. So I have a structure. That will give you some idea about how to picture this thing. Now, whenever you have something in plane, then you can easily orient them in the 360-degree angles, right? So if you have two, you will orient them 180. If there are three, then you will orient them 120. But when you have four, right? When you have four things, that will make a solid. If you have, this will be a point. If you have 2 points, that will be a line. If you have 3 points, that will be a plane. Okay, but if you have a fourth point, then that will become a solid, right? Yes or no? Solid means a 3D solid. I mean, it will have a 3-dimensional aspect. That will have a length, a breadth, and height also. Can you see this? Can you guys imagine this? Yes or no?
Yes, sir.
You can imagine this, right? You can imagine this. Okay. Now this is something that we have made. Okay. Now what shapes are we making? Please remember this once again. Okay. I am writing this once again. Okay. When you have one, that means it is only one atomic orbital. Okay. How many atomic orbital? One atomic orbital. Then you have two atomic orbitals. They are placed in a linear fashion. After that, you have three atomic orbitals. Now see what I am doing. The center. I am measuring from here, right? I'm taking the center like this, and I'm making an angle. Yes or no? Can all of you guys visualize this thing? I hope
Yes,
everyone is with me, right? Everyone is with me. Okay, then you have a triangle. I mean, three atomic orbitals. Now, this is the shape, and I have to put the center here, make the lines like this, and then measure the angle. This will be 120°. Yes or no? Is everyone with me now?
Yes,
Is
sir.
everyone with me now? Okay.
Yes, sir.
Then I have to show you the tetrahedron. I don't like this. The next item that I have are four, right? 1, 2, 3, and 4. Then I will place the central metal atom at somewhat center. Then I will make a lobe like this. I will make a lobe like this. I will make a lobe which is coming front. Then I will make a lobe which is going back. Can you guys understand this? Yes or no? Please tell me that.
Yes, sir.
Right now, this is some. Now, what is the angle? That is not a matter. But I hope you understand how we came to this particular shape. Yes or no? You understand that, right? That how we came to this particular shape. Starting from, if we have no hybridization, then if we have 2 atomic orbitals, and the last case is when we have 4 atomic orbitals. Okay, then let me just select these things, delete this, and after that we will just put in the sp3 hybrid orbitals. So see, visualization will be there, but pattern will also be there, right? So pattern will also be there. Pattern recognition is again a very undervalued skill, I would say, pattern recognition. From example, now you can explain anyone, I hope that, right? How are the angles coming on? You have 1 point. I mean, there is no mixing will not take place if you have only 1 atomic orbital. You need to have at least 2 atomic orbitals. Then in the center, you will place the central atom, and then you will measure the angle that will be linear. After that, you have 3 atomic orbitals. So this will be making a plane. So will be making a plane. Then again, you have to do the same exercise. Whatever figure you have made, you have to put the central atom in the center, then make the atomic orbitals like this, and the angle here it will be 120 degrees. Now after that you have to make sp3 like this. You will have 3. You have to make this, okay? You have to make this, guys. I hope you have written these things. Listen to me, but also keep your hands working. My bad habit is that I don't like silence. In between here like this, I will somewhere put the carbon atom. 1 atom will be here, 1 atom will be here, 1 atom will be there, and 1 atom will be at the back. So this is the tetrahedral geometry. Okay, this is tetrahedral geometry. Hybrid orbitals. 4. sp3 hybrid orbital. Done, everyone?
Yes, sir.
Then you will write the formation of carbon, CH4, methane. Now, the central atom will be carbon. It has 6 electrons. 1s2, 2s2, 2p2. Then the carbon ground state. This will be having 2s, like this, 1 electron and 2 electrons. 1 electron and 1 electron. This is 2s, this is 2p. Then I will have a excited state. In which the promotion of electron will take place. This will have 1 electron, and all the 3p orbitals, they will also be having 1 electron. Now, 1 from the s and 3 from the p, they will mix and they will make hybrid orbitals. Now, these hybrid orbitals, they will be having They are having equal energies. That is why I write them as a set. Okay, this hybrid orbitals, these new hybrid orbitals, they are a set. This name is sp3. This is also sp3. This is also sp3, and this is also sp3. Okay, all these are what? All these are sp3 hybrid orbitals. All these are sp3 hybrid orbitals. Then the next thing that I have to do is to give you the shape. Okay, so here we have two things again, geometry. Where are the electrons? They are in the tetrahedral shape. This shape we'll say this is tetrahedral. And what is, sorry, this geometry is the electrons are in tetrahedral geometry, and the shape, the bonds are also making a tetrahedral shape. Hiba is done, waiting for others. Hamza, Khalid, Salman.
Done, sir.
Okay. Khalid and Salman done.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir. Almost 1 minute.
Okay, almost. Done.
Yes, sir. Done.
Which are the two elements which can never be central atom? Which are the two elements which can
Fluorine
never
and
be central atom? Fluorine and
hydrogen.
hydrogen. Very good. Now let us write formation of NH3 ammonia. What will be the central atom here? Nitrogen or hydrogen?
So
What will be
nitrogen.
central? Very good, nitrogen.
Nitrogen.
What is the atomic number for nitrogen?
So 7.
7.
7. So you have 1s2, 2s2, 2p,
So 3.
To be 3.
very good. So the ground state will be valence shell. Okay, we have to write the valence shells. One electron, two electrons, one electron, one electron, and one electron in the 2p. So it's 2s, this is 2p. Okay. Now, what will happen? Do I need to do any kind of excitations? Okay, so how many hydrogens are there? 3 hydrogens are there. That means we'll be making 3 bonds, right? At least you know the Lewis dot structure. Lewis dot structure will be something like this, right? You have nitrogen, hydrogen, 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 and then one lone pair. So this will be nitrogen, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2. These are the lone pairs, and these 2 electrons, these 2 electrons, and these 2 electrons, these are with hydrogens, right? So sigma bond, a sigma bond with all the 3 hydrogens, and there is a lone pair. Okay, there is one lone pair. That means if I have to make 3 bonds, I have to have at least 3 atomic orbitals which have a singly occupied, Half-filled orbitals should be 3. So we already have 3 half-filled orbitals. That is why you will directly write the hybrid orbitals. What will happen? All these, they will make the hybrid orbital 1, 2, 3, and 4. 1, 2, 3, and 4. So we have how many electrons? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 electrons are there. So 1 electron, 2 electron, 3 electron, 4 electron, and 5 electron. Okay. So we are using the same Hund's rules of maximum multiplicity in order to fill the hybrid orbitals also. So we have how many how many electrons in atomic orbitals? 5. So we fill 5 here. Now, only these 3 can make bonds. Okay, only these 3 can make bonds. So what will be the, okay, these are the hybrid orbitals, right? These are the hybrid orbitals. They will be arranging themselves in what manner? They will be arranging themselves in the same manner as the carbon sp3 they are arranged. Okay, the carbon sp3. Okay, so these are the sp3s. Okay, these are the sp3s. Now, you can choose any one. You can choose anyone with 2 electrons. These are the hybrid orbitals. The others will have 1 electron each. Yes or no? Any doubts still here?
No, sir.
No. And the S is of what shape? S is of S, na? S orbital with is 1s. Now 1s will also have 1 electrons. Write it like this. Okay. Similarly, you will have another 1s with the same number of electrons. Right. So you will have the electrons here. Right. So these are the electron pairs. Now this is the lone pair. Right. This is the lone pair. Now a very important point here. Okay. Please, everyone, please listen very carefully. When I say geometry, what is the question? When I say geometry, what is the question that you have to ask? Where are the bonds or electrons? Where are the bonds or electrons? You guys have not written this. Here I said, no, you have to ask what.
So electrons.
Okay, so why you guys take so much time, यार? आज ही की क्लास की बातें हैं. आप लोग इतना वक्त लीजिएगा कैसे चलेगा काम? Okay, so geometry will be electrons. So where are the electrons? In which shape? Tetrahedral. Because here this is also having electron, this lobe is also having, this lobe is also having electron, this lobe is also having electron, this lobe is also having, right? So this will be tetrahedral. Now, when I want to look at the shape, what I have to look at the bonds. Now, please remember that this is somewhere in the middle. Okay, this is somewhere in the middle. So nitrogen is somewhere here. It has bonds like this, correct? Hydrogen, hydrogen, and hydrogen. Now, if I look at this nitrogen as one point, the hydrogens as other points like this, what I am making is a pyramid. Yes or no? What I'm making is a pyramid. And the base of pyramid is a trigonal base, right? There can be 2 kinds of pyramid. Oh, the pura visualization of solids hi ho jayega aaj. There can be a pyramid whose base is a square or rectangle. There can be a pyramid whose base is trigonal. That is why the shape here will be trigonal pyramidal. Trigonal pyramidal. I hope you guys understand what is the difference between geometry and shape. Yes or no? No, you don't understand?
Yes, sir. Understood.
Understood. Okay. So please, you have to write this. Somewhere here, let me just erase this thing. And what you can do show here is these are the lone pair electrons like this. Okay, like these are the lone pair electrons. Now you can visualize a pyramidal shape. So please write this formation of ammonia. Okay, formation of ammonia. But again, see, now we will also let us talk about angles also. Angles we will talk in VSEPR theory. Okay, tomorrow VSEPR theory. Huh? Please write this down. We will do a last example regarding oxygen, and after tomorrow we will learn about VSEPR theory. And after that, most probably I will need only one more class to end this chapter.
Sir, about the test this Sunday. Yeah, is it descriptive or MCQs?
This time it is subjective, I guess.
Yeah, okay.
That is descriptive.
Sir, how to do it, by the way? They will send link or there will be in the app.
It will be the app only, I guess. It will be only in the app. You may also do it from the web portal, I guess. But if you have, do you have the app working in Bahrain? I guess it works in Bahrain.
Yes, sir.
Okay. It doesn't work in Saudi Arabia, right?
Yes, sir. It doesn't.
So you have registered yourself in the portal?
Yes, sir. Done. That is true.
Okay, that is done. That works. The portal works.
Yes, sir. It works.
Okay. Is there also an issue about Android and iOS? Does anyone here have iOS?
For me, usually I can't download anything. I
You have
iOS.
iOS, okay, yeah. iOS has some problems. Now, if you have a laptop, what you can do is you can, I don't know, Salman will help me. If I have an emulator, Salman, okay,
Yes.
and okay, Android emulator, then would it work in Saudi Arabia?
No,
No,
you
no.
can. Yeah, you can. It'll work because emulators don't have specific countries.
Emulators don't have, but the internet they have, no? So maybe he has to use a VPN or something to download it, because whatever Play Store will be opening up, that will be filtered through the internet servers of KSA. So to bypass that, he needs to have a VPN, I guess, not a emulator. I don't know whether it will work or not.
On emulator, it'll be very easy. VPNs.
To navigate, it would be easy, no?
No, like VPNs will be very easy on emulators though.
On emulators, okay.
Because you can get like very high paid emulators for free.
For free. Okay, so are you guys done?
Yes, sir. Done.
Yes, sir. Done.
Okay, so I will be going very fast with water. Okay, I will be going very fast with water. Formation of water. Hiba, are you getting these points? Is Hiba here or not?
Yes,
Yes,
sir.
Hiba? Yes, okay. So did you guys, have you guys learned this in school, or this is the first time you're learning these things?
Actually, we learned most of it at school. We have like exams coming soon.
So you have done these things, okay. Oxygen is 8, right? Oxygen is 8. So 1s2, 2s2, and 2p will be how much?
Sir, 4.
4. So we will have the ground state. 2 electrons here, 1, 2, 3, and 4. Then this is the ground. I don't need to excite anything, so I will be directly making from this 2s and 2p the hybrid orbitals. There will be 4. Now please remember, as you can here see, that filled orbitals are also taking part in hybridization. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6, right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 electrons, right? Now, what do we have here? We have these electrons, right? This is sp3. Now, whenever you will have sp3, blindly you can make the geometry. You can make the geometry blindly. What does that mean? I have this part here, right? This is the sp3 now. I have to get hold of this. Okay, this is the sp3. Now I don't need to do anything. I just need to put in the electrons first. Okay, I will put in the electrons. Let me say that I have the 2 electrons here. Now I need something which is of very good color. Yeah, this is fine. 2 electrons here, 2 electrons here. Now I have got sp3 filled. The others are having 1 electron each. So let me put this 1 electron like this here, and let me put 1 electron like this here. Okay. Now see, please don't kill me for putting oppositely signed, because now I need the hydrogens. Whatever I am doing is just for aesthetics reason, nothing else. I just want that to be, yeah, should look okay. Okay, I have to do it like this, and I have to do it. This is the electron from hydrogen. Now I will have one more item here. Now something happened with the OneNote today. This is the another hydrogen. Okay. So here you have, this is the hydrogen. This is also hydrogen. Now, when I am going to look at the geometry, right? Geometry will be again tetrahedral. Okay, I hope I have written tetrahedral there, right? Yeah, tetrahedral. Because we have to look at the electrons. Electrons are arranged in such a way that they make a tetrahedral shape. But when I look at the shape, when I look at the shape of the bonds, right? When I look at the shape, I see that oxygen is there. Then there are hydrogens like this. Now this angle, there is some angle, it's not 180 degrees, and there are lone pair electrons like this. So lone pair electron, this is lone pair electrons, right? Now the shape is bent. The shape is bent. Okay. So please write this down. Let me know if you're done. Then tomorrow we will learn about VSEPR theory. We will be predicting shapes of many molecules. But as of now, please write till here, formation of water. Done, everyone? Hamza, I can see that you are done. What about Khalid and Salman? Yes, Khalid, Salman, are you guys done? Okay, Salman is done. What about Khalid? Khalid is still writing, I guess.